I thought she was a foster kitten, but it took so long to name her that I should have known better. Skooty was one of those kittens where I had more questions than answers. At first, she cried a lot because she didn't like being alone, and she didn't eat until we had to talk about it. She needed someone to step in and help her through each hurdle, so after a while, I just got used to keeping an eye on her. Because of that, I caught that she was sick very early, and even though there are no guarantees, we were a family, and I was ready to fight those odds for her. She was Miss Congeniality, and through all the vet visits and traveling and medication, she just had so much love to give. For those months, I stayed up late and got up early to do more research, to check on her and make sure she was following her treatment plan. It was all worth it to be able to get the call that she was one of the rare few to make it. But that joy was muted because my city was about to lock down and become the epicenter of the pandemic. I had spent so much energy as a caretaker that I couldn't get it out of my head that I could and should do something. So I pulled out my 15-year-old sewing machine, cut up some aprons, and started sewing. Everyone was afraid. I was home and safe, and Skooty was alive, so I needed to channel that good fortune back out into the world, and I did it by sewing masks. I didn't expect that I would call on my retired parents to help me, or that I would move in with them, or that we would take over 3 rooms of their house with our production. We all felt that we had a purpose, so we worked quickly and quietly. But that silence was too much for Skooty. She needed to show love and be loved, and very quickly she became attached to my dad. She needed to be there when he woke up, when he worked, and to investigate everything he touched. Most days, I caught him carrying her around. He had never had a cat before, and he thought that if he took her around the house and dropped her in another room, she wouldn't come back to him. She always did. So my very quiet father began to open up to Miss Congeniality. And the funny thing is that he treated her the same way that he treated his 4 kids. He didn't know any better, and it brought back so many memories for me. We got her a harness, and she watched him work on his golf swing, and he helped her find ants to track. My quiet dad had made a friend, and she made him laugh. She brought a lightness to our days, one we didn't know that we needed. My father and I were never really talkers, and we're so similar that there was no way to break the ice. Skooty did it for us. He couldn't pronounce her name. He called her Scoochie, so now I do too. Scoochie gave us a starting point to our conversation. She usually did something to make us laugh, whether she stole his sewing supplies or rolled all over any new fabric. She didn't come with an off switch, and on some days, taking her on a walk gave us a break from what we were doing. What we were doing was trying to send love into the world, one mask at a time. Over 8,000 masks and counting have gone out of our hands and into the world. They're Scoochie's masks. She got it into my mind that we sometimes just need to help another through a hurdle. And in March, it was trying to help our healthcare workers. In April, my parents joined in to help. And by May, Scoochie gave me a relationship with my dad that I never thought I could have. Maybe I helped her live, but she gave me something more valuable, and for that, Scoochie is the true hero.
Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Let her eat it?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Scoochie.
Happy birthday!